Hey everybody, Dave Bartosiak with Trending Stocks at Zacks.com. For those keeping score at home, it's New York City 2, Miami 0. Nope, that's not the score of the Yankees game. It's the hurricane count so far this summer. Now, before I go any further, tempting Poseidon, I want to knock on wood. South Florida doesn't need any hurricanes this year. I don't want to test the strength of my impact windows. A couple weeks after stranding me in New York City, the tail end of another hurricane, this time Ida, hit the city, causing torrential downpours and dozens of videos of water rushing through subways and gushing out of manholes. Call me a profiteer, but when I see a hurricane come through causing damage, I think about one thing. Who's going to make the most money repairing the damage? Let's dig through Zacks.com to find a few stock ideas which I believe will benefit from a very busy hurricane season hitting places not typically expecting these storms. So we've got a few obvious names like home improvement stores, Home Depot, Lowe's. What about, lumber liquidators, Techno Glass, and how about some good old natural gas, which is sort of a ancillary play on this. So first, let's start here with Lowe's. Zacks rank number 3. Hold. Style scores are pretty good. A B for value, A for growth, A for momentum to give it a VGM composite score of A. Now, this building products retail industry is in the top 47% of our Zacks industry rank. Maybe this rally is a little long in the tooth for them just because, there was a big boom with COVID and people moving and yada, yada, yada. But let's take a look at these sales numbers. Really, current year sales growth, 3.88%. That's expected to contract next year, something I wasn't expecting to see in Lowe's. And if you look at the EPS growth, again, huge growth this year, 27%. That's going to stall out to 4.95. So if you're looking at Lowe's over the long term, sales contraction, a little bit of growth in the EPS, I think maybe there's better ways to play this other than looking at Lowe's. Let's go to rival Home Depot. Same situation here. It's currently a Zacks rank number 3. Hold. Style scores, B for value, A for growth, B for momentum for a VGM composite score of, you guessed it, A. That's looking pretty good. And again, let's look at these sales numbers. Similar scenario, 9.73% sales growth for the current year. Expected to slow to 21 bips, really low next year. Current year EPS, 20%. Going to slow again to 4.11. So we're definitely expecting a slowdown. I think part of it is you get this big boost this year. And then, of course, next year, how do you follow up on that? I know there's several stocks out there and companies where they basically said, hey, you're not going to do what you did in that post-pandemic world. It's just not going to happen. Now, here's one. This is an interesting one. Techno Glass. They happen to be having a wonderful day today, up 6.24%. Zacks rank number 1 strong buy. C for value, A for growth, C for momentum, help it round out with a VGM composite score of B. Building products retail industry, again, same sort of business. These guys are in the windows and glass business, okay? So now let's take a look at their growth. So here you can tell this is much more sustainable. 23% for this year, 10% sales growth next year. That's pretty good. EPS side was wonderful, 74.68%. And next year looking like 11.83. So I was joking about that glass, but go ahead and try to buy some hurricane impact glass right now. You got about a 6-month wait. So definitely tons of good stuff happening from Techno Glass, ticker TGLS. Let's take a look at Lumber Liquidators. Lumber Liquidators. What have you been doing to earn this Zacks rank number 5 strong sell? Value style score, still an A. Growth, still an A. No momentum, like momentum, failure. VGM composite score is still an A, though. So let's take a look and see really what's happening over here. And it's all in the name of stagnant, not on the sales side. 7.4% growth for this year, 3.39. But look at his EPS number. 45% contraction in EPS the current year, 3.6% contraction for next year. And just to get into the Zacks rankiness, this is where you see what the problem is. So over the course of the last 30 days, you have analysts dropping their estimates for the current quarter, next quarter, current year, next year. What has that done? It's dropped our Zacks consensus estimate from $1.36 for the current year on down to 124. Next year down from 141 to 120. So you got this contraction that's happening quicker than you thought. Not a good thing when you're looking at this in terms of a long-term investment. Now let's take a look at Cheniere Energy, ticker LNG. Very creative with the tickers here. Liquid natural gas company. Zacks rank number 2, buy. C for value, D for growth, A for momentum for a VGM composite score of B. Now, this is sort of lumped in. The oil and gas exploration and production industry in the United States, we have that all lumped into one industry. It is in the top 15% of our Zacks industry rank, something to keep an eye on. Let's take a look here on the sales growth. This is pretty dramatic. Current year's sales growth, 45.55%. That's solid. Next year, 13.94%. So these are two really good numbers on the sales side. You know, the revenue is one thing and EPS is another. You can go ahead and engineer EPS all you want, taking write downs, pushing something in the next quarter, doing whatever. But when it comes to sales, can't lie about that. Okay, can't sugarcoat it. It just is what it is. Current year EPS growth, just eye-popping. But that's, you know, don't get too excited about that. It's just they had a terrible year that last year. Okay, so let's not give them too many kudos. But here's the real good number. If you're going from the current year to next year, this 280 consensus is going to swell to 634. That's growth of 126.34%. That is really good. So you got revenue growth, you got EPS growth, and look at this bullish move here from analysts. 6 analysts pushing up next year's number in the last 30 days. There was another one who did it 30 days before that. So you got 7 total, pushing it up from 527 was our previous Zacks consensus. Now we're all the way up to 634. That's some bullish moves here. But remember, take this into account. They thought they were going to do 366 this year, all the way up to 387, and then all of a sudden, actually, you know what, it's only going to be 280, right? So take that into account when you're looking at this number, but still, the growth is pretty good. So there you have it. We got a couple of good names, the LNG, as well as the Techno Glass, that are in the good graces of our Zacks rank. Every time you share this video, a hurricane of untold destruction spins out into the Atlantic, fizzles out into nothing, saving everyone here on the mainland. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Twitter at Bartosiastics, follow the author, and check out Zacks.com/promo for this week's deal on Value Investor. For everybody here at Zacks.com, I'm Dave Bartosiak.